Before studying what happened after the collapse of USSR, let us recapitulate what is Soviet system and the factors which led to its disintegration. In this video, we are going to study how Mikhail Gorbachev, the newly elected General Secretary of the Communist Party of Soviet Union in March 1985, realized that Soviet Union had become stagnant in an administrative and political sense. So, he promised to deal with these problems. In 1985, Mikhail Gorbachev was elected the new leader of the Soviet Union. Gorbachev grew up under Stalin's regime and experienced German occupation in World War II. His journey abroad gradually made him critical of the inefficient Soviet system, which came under further strain when the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan in 1979. Gorbachev sought out to reform communism and introduced the concept of glasnost, that is, openness, that we have to open and learn from the Western world, and perestroika, that is, we have to change. He realized that change is must to make the Soviet grow. In 1989, the Berlin Wall had fallen and the Cold War between East and West was brought to a halt. In 1990, the Nobel Committee gave President Gorbachev the main credit for this by awarding him the Nobel Peace Prize. Mikhail Gorbachev, who had become General Secretary of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union in 1985, wanted to reform the Soviet system. He very well realized that reforms were necessary to keep the USSR abreast with USA. He realized that USA is far ahead in technological field as compared to USSR. He also thought that he should try to normalize the relations with USA so that they can take their help and assistance. Gorbachev promised to reform the economy, catch up with the West, and loosen the administrative system. It is surprising that Soviet Union collapsed in spite of Gorbachev's accurate diagnosis of the problem. He realized what the problem was. His honest attempt was to implement these reforms, but nothing could save USSR. What was the reason? The answer is that some sections of the Soviet Union felt that he should move faster. They thought he was too slow in implementing the reforms. Therefore, they became impatient with his methods. On the other hand, especially the members of the Communist Party took exactly the opposite view. They felt that their power and privileges were eroding and Gorbachev was moving too quickly. They realized that for 70 years, the Communist Party, which was ruling USSR, their power is slowly eroding. In this tug of war, Gorbachev lost support on all sides. Even those who were with him did not fully support him, as they felt that he did not defend his own policies. Another development that surprised most observers and many insiders was the rise of nationalism and the desire for sovereignty within various republics, including Russia and the Baltic republics, that is, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, Ukraine, Georgia, and various other regions. This proved to be the final and the most immediate cause for the disintegration of USSR. There are two opinions about it. One view is that whether reforms or no reforms, there would have been an internal struggle within the Soviet Union. The geographical area of Soviet Union was too vast, full of diversity, and therefore all the people, all the sections, all the states were not happy. That is known as what if of history, as the size and diversity of the Soviet Union and its growing internal problems. Therefore, if reforms would have been there, or reforms would not have been there, but internal problems would have led to disintegration of USSR. The second view is that Gorbachev's reforms speeded up and increased nationalistic dissatisfaction to the point that the government and the rulers could not control and stop it. All the attempts of Gorbachev failed to reform his nation. The people in the East European countries, which were part of the Soviet bloc, started to protest against their own governments and Soviet control. Gorbachev did not intervene, so the communist government collapsed one after another. A coup took place in 1991 that was encouraged by the Communist Party. The people did not like the old style rule of the Communist Party and they wanted change. Boris Yeltsin emerged as a national hero in opposing this coup. Power began to shift from the Soviet center to the republics, especially in a more Europeanized part of the Soviet Union, which saw themselves as sovereign states. The Central Asian Republic did not ask for independence and wanted to remain with the Soviet Federation. In December 1991, under the leadership of Yeltsin, Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, three major republics of the USSR declared that the Soviet Union was disbanded. The Communist Party of the Soviet Union was banned. 70 years of their rule was finished. Capitalism and democracy was adopted as the basis for the post-Soviet republics. Thus, disintegration of Soviet Union took place and CIS was formed, that is, Commonwealth of Independent States. It came as a surprise to the other republics, especially to the Central Asian ones, who had so much of faith in Soviet system.
Я прекращаю свою деятельность на посту президента СССР.
Russia is now accepted as the successor states of the Soviet Union. It inherited the Soviet seat in the UN Security Council as a permanent member. Russia accepted all the international treaties and commitments of the Soviet Union. It took over as the only nuclear state of the post Soviet space and carried out some nuclear disarmament measures with the US. The old Soviet system was thus dead and buried.
Я, тем не менее, не хотел ни в одном, ни в другом случае, чтобы мы не схлопотали гражданскую войну. А все было на мази. Вы представляете, если бы раскол и борьба за власть в стране такой, как наша, перенасыщенной оружием, включая и ядерное, это значит, что Горбачев для того, чтобы удержаться у власти, пошел на вот это все. Людей бы сколько угробили, разрушений, все. Нет, это не мог допустить. И моя победа состоит в том, что я покинул власть.
I walked in town on silver spurs that jingle too, a song that I had only sang to just a few.